And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we wish you a very pleasant good evening and welcome you back to the 2024 Minnesota Invite. It is day 4, finals. And we welcome coaches Dave from the Cal Golden Bears, Alicia from the Denver Pioneers, Kevin of the Harvard Men, Amanda of the Harvard Women, John, who brought his Scarlet Knights, and Pat, coach of the Runnin' Rebels, and Coach Kelly Kramer of your host Minnesota Gophers. Our officials tonight, our referee as always, as has been all weekend, Bob Krunstead, starter Jennifer Martini, working the deck Kelly Robley, Rebecca Binder, Jim Hanton, and Chuck Nelson. Our admin is Linda McKee. So we thank them very much for making our results meaningful. We also would like to recognize and bid a fond thank you and farewell to our head lifeguard, Sawyer Dobson, who is working his last meet before moving on to graduation and bigger, better things. So Sawyer, thank you for all that you've done. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we would ask that you please rise if you are able and regard the colors at the west end of the Aquatic Center. As Harvard women's coach Amanda Cooling leads the United States Air Force Band in the playing of our national anthem. Thank you, Amanda. Nice job. Except next time, more cowbell. Our first event is the women's 1650 freestyle time final. Let's meet the swimmers in Heat 4. Or actually, the women's Heat 3. Our top 8 seeds in the women's 1650. Swimming in lane 1 for Minnesota, Jade Rogier. In lane 2 for Harvard, Alexandra Bastone. In lane 3 from Cal, the 500 freestyle champion from Thursday night, Maya Geringer. In lane 4, senior from Minnesota, third in the 500, Elliott Kennedy. In lane 5, a sophomore from Minnesota, she was second in the 500, Katie McCarthy. In lane 6, also top 8 in the 5, from Cal, Catherine Hazel. In lane 7, first year from UNLV, Ava Olson. And in lane 8, from Rutgers, first year swimmer, Isabella Valley. Heat 1. This event was seeded with 1,000-yard freestyle times. Our top seed, Elliott Kennedy, lane 4, is currently has the ninth fastest 1,000 in the Big Ten. Her training partner, Katie. Only a few seconds behind. Of course, most of the taper meets that have been swum so far around the country are 1650 times. So we'll see how our swimmers in this event stack up. We should have a nice race here between Maya in lane 3, Elliott in 4, and Katie in 5. And that's the way it's shaking out through 200. And Maya and Elliott connected. A tenth apart. Katie splitting about 3/10 of a second back. So much of the 1650, if you're in a race like this, is just deciding you are not going to let go. Low to mid 58s for Maya and Elliott. And Maya beginning to pull out a little bit. Maya was 12th. At the NCAA championships last year. Both Elliott and Katie, NCAA veterans, like Maya in this event. And Maya Geringer having a good one. She was 848 at the 900 at the NCAA's last year. She came in seated with a 15:56 and went just a little bit slower. We'll check the 1,000. 938 at the 1,000. The A cut is 15:52.41. 28:78 is the pace. If Maya can stay sub 29, she's got a shot at the A cut. Last year at the NCAAs, there were only about 5 or 6 swimmers seated faster than 15:52. And there's a 29 flat. She is right on the edge. Elliott and Katie also swimming very well. Katie at 59 flat pace. We will check Maya's split at the 1300. He's going to need to be about 12:34. And she is ahead of that pace. If she can continue, no slower than 29, she'll get that A cut. 1300 splits for Elliott and Katie, 12:42. And they are looking at times in the very low 16 minutes. 16:05, 16:06. Anything under 16:10 puts both Elliott and Katie in the top 20 nationally. So they've got some good ones going. And Maya very much on pace for that A cut. $150 yards to go for Maya. With 100 to go, Maya. 14:56.9. She's going to need a really solid last 100. 100 to go for Katie and Elliott. Maya 15:25. And bells for the Minnesota pair. And they look like they will be under 16:10. And Maya 15:53.92. Just a whisker away from the A cut. And Elliott and Katie 16:08. And those are the 18th and 19th fastest times in the country for Katie and Elliott. Maya currently 6th in Division 1. 4th to Ava Olsen of UNLV. Alexandra Bascon of Harvard, 16:35. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the blocks our top 8 seeds in the men's 1650 freestyle. Swimming in lane one, a senior from the University of Denver, Kieran Watson. In lane 2, a junior from Denver, Joe Hancock. In lane number 3, a finalist in this event last year at NCAA, senior Bar Soloveichik from Minnesota. In lane 4 is our top seed, also a senior from Minnesota, Joey Tepper. In lane 5, from Cal, junior Matthew Try. In lane 6, from Minnesota, first-year swimmer Luke Brennan. In lane 7, first year from Denver, Finn Holdridge. And in lane 8, senior from Harvard, Shane Washart. Heat 2. And the Denver pair, Kieran and Joe, Kieran in 1, Joe in 2. Settling in at 55 second pace. The Denver duo hanging in there. Still under 55 seconds. Matthew Chai, 54 mid. At the 500, 430s for Kieran, Joe, and Matthew. 32 for Joey, 33 for Barr. And lane 5, Matthew taking over now. 52.8, his last 100. And low to mid 55s for Barr and Joey. Joe Hancock still hanging in there. Kieran, his first 28. Kieran won this event at last year's Summit League Championship, which was held right here at the Gene K. Freeman Aquatic Center, the House of Speed. And after that 52-second blast, Matthew settling in at 54 flat. And Joey Tepper's first 28-second 50. Second fastest split on the board after Matthew is Bar Solovicek. And Barr now beginning to make a move on Kieran Watson, who's in lane 1. And we'll check in with Matthew at the 1,000. It'll be just over 9 minutes. on his way to something like a 1450. 27 flat. Only 16 swimmers in Division 1, faster than 1450. Barr continues to creep up on Joe Hancock. And now Barr and Joe just about equal. Matthew Chai with 300 yards to go. And Joe Hancock in lane 2 making a little bit of a push. We'll see if Barr Solovychuk can respond. Barr and Joe just about even. But this one, it looks like it's going to belong to Matthew Chai. 55-second pace for Matthew. Matthew with 100 yards to go now. He is at 13:58. Looks like he's slotted in for about a 14:52 or 3. And maybe faster than that. Maybe even under 14:50. Great race for second here between Barr and Joe. 50 to go. Matthew Chai, 14:49, 1:8. That is now the 14th fastest time in Division 1. Here comes Barr and Joe. And by 6/100ths of a second, Joe Hancock, 15:07, 5-2. Barr Solovicek, 15:07, 58. Fourth goes to Joey Tepper. Fifth, Shane Washart. And Luke Brennan of Minnesota at a 15:29. The cap retrieval process has been completed, and we are ready now for event 31, the finals of the women's 200-yard backstroke. C final. In lane one is Izzy Burton of Denver. Lane 2, Natalie Schick of Rutgers. Lane 3, Nika Spihar, Denver. Lane 4, Anya Mostek, Harvard. Lane 5, Peyton Foster of Harvard. Lane 6, Maria Del Monte, Denver. Lane 7, Lily Zippel, Denver. And Lane 8, Brigitte Neverman, Minnesota. And Anya Mostek of Harvard, well ahead of what she did this morning. And Anya 157.93. About a 4.5 second drop off of her prelim time. And here are the competitors now in the B final. Swimming in lane 1, Darian Kohler, Denver. Lane 2, Helena Monrichard, Las Vegas. Lane 3, Faith Johnson of Minnesota. Lane 4, Paula Rodriguez Rivero, Minnesota. Lane 5, Mira Keller, Minnesota. In lane 6, Mina Ada Soliker of Denver. Lane 7, Haley Chesno of Denver. And lane 8, Yulia Jana Viakava of Harvard. B final. At the 50, Gophers senior captain, Paula Rodriguez Rivero, 26.83. Half a second ahead of her prelim swim. And a 56.3 at the 100. A full second ahead of her prelim swim. And Paula still improving on her morning swim. And Paula 156.84. A nice drop from this morning. And not far off her lifetime best. Solid swim. Second goes to Elena Monrichard of UNLV, a 157.5. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome to the blocks the A finalists in the women's 200-yard backstroke. Swimming in lane one from the University of Minnesota, Indy Jungemann. In lane two from Rutgers, Shannon Medway. In lane three from Cal, Adriana Smith. In lane four, national finalist grad student from Cal from the national team, Isabella Stadden. In lane five from Cal, first year swimmer Finley Anderson. In lane six from Harvard, Molly Hamlin. And in lane seven from UNLV, Grace Wharton. And in lane eight from Minnesota, Elise Jacobs. A final. And Isabel on her way. She has been a 151.3. And the 8 cut a 150.52. Regan Smith has the pool record set in 2021 when she was a club swimmer here at Riptide. And Isabel with a real shot at getting under 150 if she can really pop one. And there it is, a 150.93. That is the 9th fastest time in the country right now, and just a whisker away from the A cut. Our next event is the men's 200-yard backstroke. C final. In lane one from Minnesota, Ian Steffen. Lane two from Minnesota, Alberto Hernandez Garcia. In lane three from Denver, Quinn Collins. In lane four from Minnesota, Luke Leonidas. Lane five from Denver, Liam Simmons. In lane 6, his teammate Mason Brune. Lane 7, Jaden Heinlein of Minnesota. And lane 8, Kay Mickelson of Las Vegas. Little outside smoke here in lane 1, Ian Steffen out in a 51-1. And sliding into the lead, Quinn Collins. But Ian's still going well. And a 146.44 for Quinn Collins, as Luke Leonidas made a late charge. Here now are the swimmers in the B final. Swimming in lane 1, Ryan Slonick, Minnesota. Lane 2, Bjorn Seeliger, Cal. Lane 3, Ziad Salim of California. Lane 4, Gabriel Jett, California. Lane 5, Adriano Ariati of Harvard. Lane 6, Edward Hoang, California. Lane 7, Casey Stowe, Minnesota. And lane 8, Wickes Potgieter of Las Vegas. B final. Bears swimmers, Gabriel Jett in 4 and Ziad Salim in 5. I'm sorry, in 3. And Gabriel Jett has got a good one going. The A cut 138.80. And there's a 138.33. An A cut for Gabriel Jett. Ziad Salim in second. 140.18. Well, congratulations, Gabriel, on your A cut. out of the B final, no less. Thank you, swimmers. Thank you, swimmers. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the blocks the swimmers in the 200-yard backstroke A final. Swimming in lane one from Denver, Dylan Wright. In lane number 2 from Minnesota, Joey Tepper. In lane 3 from Cal, Humberto Nayera. In lane 4 from Cal, 200 back Olympian Keaton Jones. In lane 5 from Harvard, Anthony Rincon. In lane 6 from Cal, Tommy Roeder. Lane 7 from Cal, Kai Cruz. And in lane 8 from UNLV, Tatsuki Inoue. A final. And a very aggressive first 50 from Anthony Rincon of Harvard. Anthony's been having a good meet. Anthony was out in 48.9 this morning. Keaton Jones out in 50 flat, both of them way ahead of their morning pace. Or Keaton is rather. Anthony about where he was this morning, a tenth or two ahead. And Anthony and Humberto about even in the race for second. Big underwater by Humberto. And the gold medal will go to Keaton at 139.76. Not far off the A cut. Second for Humberto. And Anthony in third with a 141.3. Our next event is the women's 100-yard freestyle. C final. In lane one, Angie Wyand of Denver. Lane 2, Mandy Brenner, Harvard. Lane 3, Cami Perriott, Minnesota. Lane 4, Kristen Hockerdur, Harvard. Lane 5, Paige Maureen of Minnesota. Lane 6, Callie Matuzos, Denver. 7, Megan Lucician, Denver. And lane 8, Mary O'Neill of Denver. And with a nice lead at the 75, Cammie Perriott of Minnesota. And Cammie, 50.26. Second to Callie Matuzos of Denver. And now the swimmers in the B final. Swimming in lane 1, Bridget Sullivan of UNLV. Lane 2, Blythe Weiklowek, Harvard. Lane 3, Morgan Thomas, Minnesota. Lane 4, McKenna Stone of California. Lane 5, Femke Hoppenbrauer, Cal. Lane 6, Inez Marin Alessandre, Denver. Lane 7, Maggie Petty of Cal. And lane 8, Sydney Griscavage of California. B final. B final. And coaches, an important announcement. Coaches. This is the last call for time trials. Last call for time trials. McKenna Stone of Cal. With a slight lead over Morgan Thomas. And a 49-1 for McKenna. 49-38 for Morgan Thomas. Thank you, swimmers. And now, ladies and gentlemen, if you would, please welcome to the blocks the swimmers in the women's 100 freestyle A final. Swimming in lane 1 from Cal, Mia West. In lane number 2 for Minnesota, Hannah Cornish. In lane number 3 from Minnesota, Mina Kaljevik. In lane 4 from Cal, first-year swimmer Mary Ambre Mola. In lane 5 from Cal, Morgan Brophy. Lane 6 from Minnesota, Livy Warner. Lane 7 from UNLV, Erica Carlson. And lane 8 from Cal, Ella Mizurek. A final. And Mary Ambramala, who has had a spectacular meet so far. Out at a 22.88 at the 100. and Mary Umbra within a 48.01. Second to teammate Morgan Brophy. And once again, coaches, this is your last call for time trial requests. Time trial requests. Now on to the men's 100-yard freestyle. Heat one. In lane one, Connor Groya, Minnesota. Lane two, Matija Pentic, Denver. Lane three, Davide Hadabaju, Minnesota. Lane four, Omar Abdelwahab, Minnesota. Lane five, Harris Durham, Harvard. Lane six, Oliver Pilkington, Harvard. Lane seven, Hamish McClellan, Denver. And lane eight, Matt McDonald of Minnesota. And Oliver Pilkington, 44.34. Harris Durham, 44.54. And Davide Hadabaju, 44.58. And now the swimmers in the B final. Swimming in lane one, Mara Gotnar of Harvard. Lane two, Frank Tyrone of Denver. Lane three, Evan Crowley of Harvard. Lane four, Luca Battaglini, Cal. Lane five, Lovros Siderovic, Minnesota. Lane six, Emil Jose of Perez Avila, Nevada, Las Vegas. Lane seven, Tristan Dalby of Harvard. And lane eight, Andrew Hallett of California. Luca Battaglini with a monster first wall. 20.31 at the 50. Half a second faster than his prelim swim. And Luca, 43.32. 7/100ths of a second away from that B cut. Thank you, Summers. And now, ladies and gentlemen, if you would please, welcome to the blocks, the swimmers in the men's 100 freestyle A final. Swimming in lane one from Harvard, Sunny Wang. In lane two from California, Samuel Quarles. Lane three from California, Nicholas Antonio. Lane four is our top qualifier and a first-year swimmer from Cal, Nans Mazellier. In lane five, the 200 IM champ from Cal, Destin Lasco. In lane six from Cal, Trent Frenzen. Lane 7 from Cal, Colby Hatton. And in lane 8 from Harvard, David Greeley. A final. Nicholas Antonio looks like he's strong, but Destin Lasco in lane 6 as the touch goes to Destin Lasco, 42.59. Our next event is the women's 200-yard breaststroke. C final. In lane 1 from Rutgers, Ava Yurkevitz. Lane 2 from California, Melanie Julia. In lane 3 from Minnesota, Ava Goodnow. Lane 4 from Denver, Sophia Remington. Lane 5 from Denver, Zoe Lynch. In lane 6 for Rutgers, Holland Spangler. Lane 7 from Harvard, Grace Yoon. And in lane 8 from Minnesota, Kira Mullins. Lane 5, Zoe Lynch in a duel with Ava Goodnow of Minnesota in lane 3. And Ava and Zoe turn right together. Sophia Remington in 4. Closing and in between. And don't count out Holland Spangler of Rutgers in lane 6. And Zoe to 18.68. And now let's meet the swimmers in the B final. Swimming in lane 1. First year from Cal, Ariel Brotman. Lane 2, Alexandra Denisenko of Harvard. In lane 3, Peyton Maloney of Denver. Lane 4, Catherine Hazel, California. Lane 5, Gabby Augustine of Harvard. Lane 6, Sophia Bartoloni, Harvard. Lane 7, Ava Gustafson, Minnesota. And lane 8, Heather Gardner of Las Vegas. B final. And with the 50 to go, Ava Gustafson in quite the duel here with Peyton Maloney. At the flags, it's Ava. At the flags, it's Ava. At the wall, it's Ava Gustafson, 2:13.40. 2.5 second drop from prelims. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the blocks the swimmers in the women's 200-yard breaststroke A final. Swimming in lane 1 from Harvard, Stephanie Iannicani. In lane 2 from Rutgers, Molly Urquille. In lane 3 from California, Alicia Henry. In lane 4 from California, Abigail Herskew. In lane 5 from California, Margot McDonald. In lane 6 from Denver, Jessica Maeda. In lane 7 from Cal, Leah Polonsky. And in lane 8 from Minnesota, Grace Drabot. A final. Leah Polonsky, lane 7. Out aggressively, Leah had an A cut in the 200 IM on Thursday. And Leah very even with Rutgers Molly Urquille in lane 2. At the 100, Leah 101. At the 100, Leah 101.98. She was a 104.5 this morning. And Leah and her teammate Abigail Hersku and Alicia Henry all turned together with 50 to go. Leah's hot first 25 may come back to haunt her. The A cut 205.73. We won't see that tonight. And Abigail Hersku in first. Leah Polonsky in second at a 209. And we move on now to the men's 200-yard breaststroke. Thank you, Summers. Thank you, Summers. C final. C final. In lane one from Denver, Sam Baker. Lane 2 from Minnesota, Drew Kalin. In lane 3 from Minnesota, Owen Von Wy. In lane 4 from Minnesota, Tyler Hansen. Lane 5 from Denver, Joseph Purdy. Lane 6 from Denver, Luca Ford. Lane 7 from Minnesota, Jack Ballard. And in lane 8 from UNLV, Yamato Lucero. Minnesota go for sophomore Tyler Hansen. In a duel here with Luca Ford. Luca in 6. And Tyler at 200.85. Luca 201.62 and 201.69 for Owen Von Wy. And now the swimmers in the B final. Swimming in lane 1, Nico Morton of Denver. Lane 2, Josh Johnston of Minnesota. Lane 3, Joe Poyak, Minnesota. Lane 4, Marco Nosek of Denver. Lane 5, Joshua Chen of Harvard. Lane 6, Dylan Ree, Harvard. Lane 7, Max Schroyer, Minnesota. And lane 8, Quinn Herron of Harvard. B final. And the whole north side of the pool swimming a little bit of synchro. Nico, Josh, Joe, and Marco. Marco about a second and a half of his ahead of his prelim swim. And anybody's race for second right now. With 160 yards in. 50 to go, Marco Nosek. Working on a 156. And Marco 156.95. Second to Dylan Ree of Harvard. Third, Joshua Chen of Harvard. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the blocks the men's 200-yard breaststroke A finalists. Swimming in lane 1 from UNLV, Michael Breitbart. In lane 2 from Minnesota, Joe Rudd. In lane 3 from UNLV, Danny Beji. In lane 4, our top qualifier, UNLV grad student Daniel Nikusen. In lane 5, a first-year swimmer from Cal. He won the 100 yesterday, Yamato Okadome. In lane 6 from Cal, senior Jacob Soderlund. Lane 7 from Cal, Hank Rivers. And lane 8, first-year swimmer from California, Carter Lancaster. A final. Yamato was a 50.87 in the 100. That was the third fastest time in Division 1 right now. And he's showing that speed. Looking very possibly to 152. Only six swimmers in Division 1 under 152. And his Cal teammate Hank Rivers. Don't sleep on Hank. Charging in lane 7. 152.4 for Yamato. 152.9 for Hank. 152.40 is the 11th time in D1. Hank's 152.9 is the 14th time in D1. Our next event is the women's 200-yard butterfly. C final. And after all the scratches and attrition, we have Devin Burnett of Denver swimming in lane 5. Devin came in without a seed time. Swam herself to a 2:09 and a half this morning. And she's now a second and change ahead of where she was. And we're going to see another PR. There it is, 2:07.84. Devin Burnett, you're the new mayor of PR City. Now here are the swimmers swimming in the B final. Swimming in lane 1, Sabrina Rakaiban of Denver. Lane 2, Kenzie Padilla of Harvard. Lane 3, Ellie Shinsky, Rutgers. Lane 4, Sydney Liu of Harvard. Lane 5, Cam Kuriger of Rutgers. Lane 6, Vika Kostromina, Rutgers. Lane 7, Mia Mulder of Denver. And lane 8, Mary O'Neill of Denver. B final. This morning at the 100, Sydney was a 57-49, 55-8 tonight. Those Sydney and Cam in lane 5 had very similar last hundreds. And Sydney a 158.71. Nice time drop from this morning. Ellie Shinsky of Rutgers, 159.69. Another yardstick swim. We have a disqualification in the B final. In lane 1, there was a touch violation. Lane 1 disqualified. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the blocks the swimmers in the women's 200-yard butterfly A final. Swimming in lane 1 for the University of Minnesota, Ava Yablonsky. In lane 2 from Rutgers, Blanca Berek. In lane 3 from California, Lizzie Cook. Lane 4 from California, Ava Chavez. In lane 5 from Cal, Lilu Russencourt. In lane 6 from Minnesota, Claire Reinke. Lane 7 from Minnesota, Peyton Ross. And in lane 8 from Minnesota, Rachel Conley. A final. The three swimmers from Cal in mid-pool all had B cuts in their prelim swims. Claire Reinke of Minnesota, very close to the B cut. And Lily Russencourt, 54-1 at the 100. She cruised to 55-4 this morning. $158.93 is the B cut. $156.17 for Lilu, 56.2 for Lizzie. Our next event is the men's 200-yard butterfly. C final. In lane three, first-year summer from Minnesota, Jaden Edmondson. In lane 4, Denver sophomore Brandon Saidi. Lane 5 from Harvard, senior Jonathan Novinsky. And lane 6, Denver senior Danny Pinheiro. Jaden much more aggressive than he was this morning. And a big underwater by Brandon Saidi. And he'll get it home, 151.29. Jaden, the 151.58. Nice time drop for Jaden. And Jonathan Novinsky, a 151.6. He improves his prelim time by a 1/100th. And now the swimmers in the B final. Swimming in lane 1, Ian O'Neill of Denver. Lane 2, Merritt Inavul of Harvard. Lane 3, Richard Poplowski of Harvard. Lane 4, Brandon Chapman of Denver. Lane 5, Kaiser Neverman, Minnesota. Lane 6, Adriano Ariati of Harvard. Lane 7, Alberto Hernandez Garcia of Minnesota. And lane 8, Max O'Neill of Denver. B final. Tie at the 50. Brandon Chapman of Denver, Kaiser Neverman of Minnesota. Kaiser held the school record in this event. And currently holds the 200 IM school record. And Kaiser a full 2 seconds ahead of his prelim swim. And splitting faster. And there's a nice 145.17 for Kaiser Neverman. Second goes to Adriano Ardiati at 47.08. Thank you, Summers. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the blocks the swimmers in the men's 200-yard butterfly A final. Swimming in lane 1 from California, August Vetch. In lane 2 from Cal, Frank Applebaum. In lane 3 from UNLV, Ian Bellflower. In lane 4 from Minnesota, our top qualifier, Jacob Johnson. In lane 5 from Harvard, David Schmidt. In lane 6 from Cal, Tyler Kopp. Lane 7 from UNLV, Colby Raphael. And lane 8 from Cal, Michael McGillivray. A final. Our top qualifier in lane 4, Jacob Johnson of Minnesota, the man who broke Kaiser Neverman's school record in the 200 fly. Jacob came in seated 141.70 and dropped a few cents off of that. this morning. He was 47.8 at the 100, half a second faster. Jacob currently 17th. Sorry, make that 14th fastest in the country right now. In another 50, we'll see where we stack up. Could be a very low 141. And a little bit of a struggle getting to the wall, but he brings it in for the gold medal. Second goes to Frank Applebaum, 142.78. Time right now is 7:54. We will take a 12-minute break. And swimmers, we're going to ask that we clear the competition pool in preparation for time trials that will begin at 8:05. Time trials at 8:05, and then relays after a 20-minute break. So relays at 8:15. Once again, time trials at 8:05. The 400-yard freak relay at 8:15. We are ready now for our time trials. The first is a combined heat of breaststroke and butterfly. Swimming breaststroke in lane 2, 100. Molly Urquille of Rutgers, swimming 100 breaststroke in lane 3. From Cal, Melanie Julia. In lane 5, swimming 100 butterfly, Mia Krog of Cal. He won. For the breaststrokers, the B cut is a 101.22. And for Mia, swimming butterfly, that B cut of 53.34. .24.15. That's faster than what's needed with good splits. Molly 28.83. Molly's got a shot. And Mia 53.08. And that's the B cut. Congratulations, Mia. And Molly 100.87. And she gets the B cut. Congratulations, Molly. Next up, another heat of 100s. Swimming in lane 3, backstroke, Evan Petty of Cal. In lane 5, swimming breaststroke, Luca Gissendanner of Cal. He won. The backstroke B cut 47.16. The A cut 44.48. For Luca, breaststroke, the A cut 51.02. And a 44.97, a very, very solid B cut. And a 51.80, another very solid B cut for Luca. Next up, a 200-yard breaststroke time trial. Swimming in lane 4 for Denver, Kiki Lindsay. He won. The B cut for women in the two breast is 213.28. And a 109 for Kiki. Probably going to be about a 213. With a very good second 100. And a 225.9 for Kiki. And we will wrap the time trials with a men's 200 breaststroke. Swimming in lane 4, Zachary Tan of Cal. He won. Cuts for this event. The A cut is a 150.65. The B cut a 156.96. Zachary 53.98. He was 53.2 in the 100 yesterday. And on his way to about a 155, maybe a high 154. Probably going to get that B cut locked away. And a 156.20, and Zachary gets his B cut. And we're our next event is the women's 400-yard freestyle relay time final. He won. He won. These are the C teams for each school. Swimming in lane 2 is Rutgers, the team of Midway, Lisunski, Arbeiter, and Allen. In lane 4, California, the team of Hoppenbauer, Ressencourt, Griscavage, and Chavez. In lane 5, Minnesota, the team of Jungmann, Rogier, Connolly, and Reinke. Lane 6, Harvard, the team of Yanakani, Alas, Wilhelm, and Cruz Abrams. Swimming third leg for California, Sidney Griscavage. For the Gophers, Rachel Conley. And for Harvard, in lane 6, birthday girl Kylie Wilhelm. And dropping anchor for Cal C, Ava Chavez. In the water now for the Gophers, Claire Reinke. Robin Cruz Abrams for Harvard. For Rutgers, Allie Allen. And Cal C in with the 3:19.01. Heat 2, time final. In lane 2 is Harvard, the team of Brenner, Mostick, O'Connor daughter, and McDonald. Lane 4 is Cal, the team of Cook, Stone, Mazurek, and West. In lane 5, Minnesota, the team of Anya Kalievic, Yablonsky, Perriott, and Maureen. In lane 6, Denver, the team of Burton, O'Neill, Winter, and Chesno. In lane 7, Rutgers, the team of Hall, Schick, Ruffner, and Hagemeister. And Lizzie Cook, 49.18. 50.07 for Anya Kaljevic. .48.3 is the split for Cal's McKenna Stone. Ava Yablonsky of the Gophers at 50.7. And Cal drops anchor with Mia West. Gophers Cami Perriott splitting 50.9. And Cal in at 3:15, 5.9. And Minnesota B 3:21.5, 50.3 for Paige Maureen at the anchor. And now let's meet the swimmers in our top-seeded heat of 400 freestyle relays. In lane 2, the Denver team of Maureen Alexandre, Metuzos, Lucician, and Wyand. Lane 3, UNLV, the team of Carlson, Cohen, Olson, and Sullivan. In lane 4, the California team of Mulla, Stadden, Polanski, and Brophy. In lane 5, the Minnesota team of Wanner, Kaljevic, Thomas, and Cornish. Lane 6, the Harvard team of Liu, Hamlin, Wojtkovic, and Bastone. Lane 7, the Rutgers team of Smits, Brook, Pisco, and Urquhart. We have a disqualification in Heat 2. Lane 6 is disqualified for a takeoff violation. Heat 3. And Miriam Bramala leading off with a 47.63. UNLV, Denver, Minnesota, Harvard all together. In the water for Cal, Isabel Stadden. And pulling ahead for the Gophers in lane 5, but by just a little bit, Mina Kaljevic. Isabel Stadden, 47.7, a 48.7 for Mina Kaljevic. These splits are watch times, unofficial of course. Leah Polonsky in the water now for Cal. And Morgan Thomas swimming third leg for St. Minnesota. And a 48 flat for Leah Polonsky. 49.3 for Morgan Thomas. For 13.7 is the A cut. As Cal drops anchor with Morgan Brophy, anchoring for St. Thomas, Hannah Cornish. And a 48.3 gives Cal a 3:11.76. That is an A cut. Congratulations, Golden Bears. And a 50 flat. And Minnesota at 3:17.9 for second. Our next event is the men's 400-yard freestyle relay time final. Heat 1, time final. Swimming in lane 3, Denver, Danny Pinheiro, Collins, Tedek, and Simmons. Lane 4, Cal, Vetch, Okadome, Hatton, and Jones. Lane 5, Minnesota, McCarthy, Hanson, Poyak, and McDonald. Lane 6, Harvard, Washart, Smith, Asters, and Poplowski. In lane 7, Cruz, Lancaster, Hallett, and Roeder for California G. A 43-2 unofficially for Yamato Okadome. In the water now for Cal, Colby Hatton. For the Cal D team over in lane 7, Andrew Hallett. Harvard currently running third in this heat, Anders Asters. The third leg. And 43 flat for Hatton. And Matt McDonald and Liam Simmons. I'm sorry. Matt McDonald and Richard Poplowski of Harvard dueling. And Cal C, 351.9. Cal D, 254.1. Heat 2, time final. Heat 2, time final. In lane 2, the team of Rincon, Deshpande, Pilkington, and Durham from Harvard. Lane 3, the team of Stephan, Stowe, Groya, and Abdelwahab, Minnesota. In lane 4, the team of Antonio, Badaglini, Franson, and Quarles from Cal. And in lane 6, the team of Hancock, Meese, Chapman, and Nosek from Denver. A 43-1 leadoff for Antonio of Cal. 43-8 for Rincon of Harvard. A 42-6 unofficially for Trent Franson of Cal. And Cal drops anchor with Sam Quarles. In the water for Harvard, currently running second, Harris Durham. Chasing him down, Omar Abdelwahab of the Gophers. And a 42-44 for Franson. Nice 44-3 for Connor Groya as they Gophers continue to chase Harvard. And Cal with a 42-1 from Quarles. 250.47. And that is a strong B cut And now our final heat of the evening and of the meet. Heat 3, time finals of the men's free relay, swimming in lane 2. The Denver team of Tyrone, Pentic, McClellan, and Milburn. In lane 3, the Minnesota team of Sederovic, Harabashiu, Neverman, and Johnson. In lane 4, the Cal team of Mazelier, Seeliger, Lasco, and Jet. In lane 5, the UNLV team of Barsak, Potkider, Perezavilla, and Nikusan. And in lane 6, the Harvard team of Wang, Greeley, Gatnar, and Crowley. Heat 3, time final. Cal leads off with Nans Mazelier, who was second in the 100 to Destin Lasco. Lasco will swim leg number 3. And a 42.07 for Mazelier. 44.11. Nice lead off for Sederovic of Gophers. Harvard, hot over in lane 6. Seelinger 42 flat. Tracking the Gophers a 43.5 for Davide Harabashiu. Destin Lasco swimming third leg for Cal. The A cut is a 349.79. 42.6 for Destin. A 42.5 for Kaiser Neverman as the Gophers try to chase down Harvard. Evan Crowley anchoring for the Crimson. Jacob Johnson anchoring for the Gophers as they all trail Gabriel Jett of Cal. Once again, the A cut, 249.79. And there it is, a 248.79. Harvard second at 253.46, and Minnesota 254.27. And that concludes the 2024 Minnesota Invitational. Congratulations to all of our teams. Thank you so much for joining us and providing such great competition. Swimmers and divers, we wish you all the very best as you continue your training. And of course, as you head on into exams and then training trip, and then begin the push to the conference championships, your first chance invitationals, and hopefully NCAA championships. And ladies and gentlemen, for all of you that traveled so many miles to join us this weekend, we thank you very much for being here and supporting your teams. And we wish you, as always, safe travels to wherever home might be. All the best, swimmers, divers, coaches, and everybody that joined us here tonight. Thank you very much, and good night.